Hey everyone, it's Tammy, and this is another episode of Where's the Sun? Today it's actually beautiful out, so you might see the wind come through my window. Um, but the sun has moved as of yesterday, I believe, into the gate 3. And the gate 3 is about new genetic material. And it can be physical in like a DNA sense of the word, or it can be the energy for things to mutate or not to mutate. Um, there's That's so awesome out. I can't even tell you. There's a degree of, if you have a willingness to change something, this is the energy that's going to be new brought to the situation that can get you to the point where you change something. Or if you are adaptive, then that's great, because this kind of energy brings changes that you adapt to. If you're not very adaptive, it's the kind of time that you could sit back and actually focus on why you don't seem to adapt to things as well as other people might, or anything like that that you can look at. But in that, when we look at ourselves in all these different aspects and energies, the first thing, like first and foremost, is to love yourself and accept yourself. Once you can love and accept yourself for the energy that makes you up, then it's much easier to change and adapt to these different things, because you are in tune with yourself and you're able to say, okay, is this good for me? Is this not good for me? Where's the balance? Where do I feel best? Does, my chest hurt when I think about this? Do I walk lightly when I go this way? All those kinds of things are ways that you can check in with yourself and make sure that you're making the right decisions and doing the right things for yourself. Because first and foremost, it has to be for yourself. I often think back of when I started human design, and my sacral. I mean, I was always in my will center. I was always someone to offer my help to people, and then it would come and I'd be like, oh my God, why did I say I'd do that? I don't want to. And that's because I have an open will center. I started to listen to my sacral because I'm a generator, and then I could say, do you really want to help with this? Do you really want to go here with that person? Do you really want to do this? And I was able to find in myself where those answers lied and follow them. My life has forever changed since I've learned human design. It's will never go back to the way it was, but as I watch a lot of people that I care about now trying to find themselves in that spot, like sometimes we think that it's best to do what other people want us to do, or sometimes we think that a certain thing is the way it should be. And I find that when you say no, and it's a true response from your authority. So for me, it's my sacral. When it's a true sacral response, and I say no, people, they don't always love it, but it comes out a lot better than the alternative of me doing something that I don't want to and becoming a huge bitch about it, or, doing it half-assed, or, ending up sick and not being able to do it at all. So it's just something to think about as you go through all this stuff, that when you're true to yourself, it comes across in a much softer way than if you're trying to be something that you're not. And I'm not going to say that people don't get pissed. When I stopped engaging in arguments, or when I stopped reacting to certain behaviors, or when I cut things off because they're just not worth my energy, people do still get a little upset about it, but it's easier for me to navigate because I know, like, way within myself what energies I want and what I don't. So it's something to look out for when you get into this new energy and this mutative period. And then when you think of the new genetic materials, I mean, I know a lot of times people think that, like, people on the autism spectrum have issues, but really I think that they're just new ways of feeling energy or pointing energy out. So if you're sitting with somebody and they're on the spectrum somewhere, wherever they may lie, they're mirroring the energy in the environment. and you're able to really kind of look at it if you try to. I mean, sometimes you get wrapped up in, you know, if there's an outburst or something like that and how to deal with it. But I really, when I worked with kids that had disabilities, I really, really loved that aspect of it, because you could see the energy at work and you could see people feeding off other people, and then you're able to take that information and apply it other places. So if you're in a meeting and all of a sudden you start seeing this weird behavior, you can kind of step back and go, oh, what kind of energy is that? You know, it's pretty cool. So it was funny, I was out with my friend the other night, I don't know if she's watching, but she mentioned how, you know, she thinks of me as so zen, and like the sun does this, and she used to think it was bullshit, and now she watches these videos and she's like, oh my god, that's happening. It's pretty cool. I find that I even love it more that I can actually show, you know, this is what's going on, and then it actually kind of pops up somewhere. It's kind of neat. So remember to love yourself and your decisions, whether you're following your authority or not. Your decisions are your decisions. But also see where that adaptability plays out this week, and we'll talk again. Bye.